Court affirms Olusegun Adetarami Adetuwo as Olu of Igodan Lisa. The people of Igodan Lisa in Okitipupa local government area of Ondo State received with excitement the news of a court ruling on Thursday, 25th July 2024, which affirmed the monarch Olusegun Adetarami Adetuwo as the rightful and legitimate occupier of the stool of Olu Igodan Lisa. It will be recalled that the stool of Olu of Igodan became vacant after the demise of the immediate past monarch of the town, late Oba Paul Akinshola, the first royal father to rule the town as a recognized bearded crown. His death in 2021 threw up 6 princes from the ruling house in the town, with each of them presenting credentials of their suitability for the revered stool. After a rigorous, painstaking, and discreet Obaship selection effort, Omoba Olusegun Adetarami Adetuwo emerged as the Olu of Igodan elect, in a process that was itch-free and which received the acknowledgement of the state government through the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. Oba Adetarami assumed the throne of his forefathers in a huge celebration that saw the entire town galvanizing a cohesive support and cooperation, and it was a huge success. This was followed by another milestone, which was the presentation of staff of office by Ondo State government. However, in the face of his election as Olu of Igodan Lisa and the celebration of his Obaship, a suit was instituted challenging his authority and assumption of kingship by one of the contenders to the throne, who, among other things, prayed the court that he should be recognized as a lawful occupier of the throne of Olu of Igodan over the fact that his father is still alive, describing the development as a taboo in Igodan tradition and customs. After the petitioner and defendants had gone to trial on the subject matter, Justice Adedipe of the State High Court, Okitipupa Judicial Division, struck out all the prayers of the complainant, ruling that an extant taboo that is repugnant to the spirit and letters of the Constitution cannot be held onto as a good cause to deny a person's right to his constitutionally empowered desire, noting that Oba Adetarami Adetuwo is deemed qualified in the eyes of the law to vie and be lawfully elected as the Olu of Igodan Lisa in accordance with the customs and tradition of the community. Counsel to Oba Adetarami Adetuwo, Barrister Akimbuluma, while reacting to the judgment delivered by Justice Adedipe, said the contender should shield his combative toga and join hands with Oba Adetuwo to move Igodan Lisa forward, stressing that all the relief sought were resolved against the petitioner and all grounds for an unforeseen appeal has been logically trashed.
Thank you very much. My name is Barrister A.K. Akimbuluma. Yes, I am the counsel to the 5th defendant. The 5th defendant in this matter is the Kabiyesi, the Olu of Igodan Lisa, Oba Olusegun Joseph Adetuwo. Thank you very much for that. Yes, we are happy, we are rejoicing that pronouncement has been made. The judgment has been handed down by Honorable Justice Temitope Adedipe, and the judgment is to the effect that the Kabiyesi has been affirmed as the duly appointed and elected and installed Kabiyesi, the Olu of Igodan Lisa. This sometimes in 2022 there was such appointment here in Igodan Lisa, and to that effect the Kabiyesi was appointed by the Germans, the kingmakers, and to that effect the aggrieved persons, who is one of the contestants, took an action and instituted an action to the High Court, Okitupa, here, and the action lingered till now, and we did the necessary thing. He sued the government also as part of the party, and of course the local government. also a part of the parties. And at the end of the day, trial began. We tender necessary documents, and the court today has affirmed that Kabiyesi was duly elected, was duly appointed as the Olu of Igodan Lisa. The court has not only done that, the court has also laid and make a fundamental pronouncement that will serve as a precedent to upcoming judicial cases with respect to chieftaincy matter, and it is to the effect that a contestant who is a due contestant cannot be deprived of his candidacy by virtue of the fact that he has a living biological father. That such custom, if it actually exists, although the court ruled that it does not exist, because the court outlined the custom and tradition of Igodan Lisa. But the court also went further to say that if such custom actually, if it actually exists anywhere, such custom is repugnant to natural justice, equity, and good conscience, and that custom will also be barbaric, and therefore the court cannot enforce it. The court today dismissed the totality, in entirety, the reliefs filed by the claimant. In this case, claimant is High Chief Akinde Adeyemi, and the court ruled that the claimant failed woefully to establish his entitlement, or that he has been shortchanged by the election that took place here in Igodan Lisa, and that produced Oba Adetuwo Segun as the Olu of Igodan Lisa. And the court has further affirmed that he remains the Oba. In fact, court granted and awarded damages against the claimant for taking us through these rigors of litigation. So we are happy, and you can see that the whole Igodan Lisa is agog by the pronouncements of my Lord Justice Adetuwo today, and that's why we are happy that this has been affirmed.
I am Odi Adeomo, as in Omoni Donald Adeomo. I am a lawyer representing the state in this matter, in this Olu Igodan chieftaincy matter. I represent the first defendant, the second defendant, and the third defendant. The first defendant is the state government. The second defendant is the office of the Attorney General, while the third defendant is the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. In this matter, the claimant sued the first to the fifth defendant. And as a lawyer for the state, I was detailed by the office of the Attorney General to represent both the first defendant, the second, and the third. That is what we do.
What was the position of the state on the litigation?
Yes, the state is the body statutorily empowered to approve a chieftaincy appointment. When an Oba is appointed, it is the state that must approve it, and the state will have to communicate that approval to the Oba elect, and that is what the state has done. And if anybody feels aggrieved concerning the approval of the government, that person can decide to go to court, and which has happened in this case. And the state, as the person who has, as the body who has given that approval, must also defend what it has done. That is the point we are.
So what's your reaction to the judgment?
Yes, the judgment, I would say, watertight judgment. All the issues raised were addressed by the Lord Justice Adetuwo. And he particularly dwelled on the issue of whether Igodan Lisa, as a kingdom, has its own distinct custom, different from that of Erinje. Because the contention of the claimant was that Igodan Lisa community is a suburb of Erinje community, and by extension, the custom and tradition of Erinje applies to Igodan Lisa. But the Lord Justice Adetuwo agree with us that Igodan has its own distinct custom and tradition, different from that of Erinje. And it is clear that Igodan does not suffer any right of being an autonomous community. It is not under the paramountcy of Erinje.
The counsel representing the state government, Barrister Adetuwo, gave a detailed background of the litigation, adding that the matter of taboo or no taboo has been resolved in favor of the fifth respondent, Oba Adetarami Adetuwo. The judgment creditor, Oba Adetuwo, in an exclusive interview with the Polity TV, expressed gratitude to God for the victory God has given him on the Obaship challenge, while stressing that his commitment to the development of his community was not deterred by the litigation while it lasted. He said it was never in doubt that it was a choice, the popular choice of the Obaship Selection Committee, and it was indicative that his staff of office was duly presented to him by Ondo State government in due course.
My name is Royal Highness Oba Olusegun Joseph Adetarami Adetuwo, the Olu of Igodan. Thank you very much. It all started in the year 2021 after the demise of the late Oba Paul Akinsola, the first crown in Igodan Lisa. The community gathered together and informed all the sons of Ikwe and declared the stool vacant, and said whoever that interested should apply. From beginning, about 7 of us applied for that throne. Out of 7 of us, 1 dropped late along the line, remaining 6 of us. Out of the 6 that contested for the stool, 3 are high chief in the community, while the other 2 are sons of the late Oba, Paul Akinsola. The community agreed in one of the meetings, because we have not gotten a declaration, that they should use custom and tradition of the Igodan Lisa in the process of selecting new Oba. They concluded of having each of the family as a representative in the committee set up. Initially, a committee was set up called Chieftaincy Committee, that we bring whoever that emerge to the throne, and they have some criteria set up, and in this criteria, I think I can remember some of them, that whoever that want to, or whoever that aspire to be on the throne must be a bona fide son of Ikwe Jamofo. Secondly, he must be educated. The argument of a school cert, a graduate, at the end of the day, community settle for at least a school cert. There and then, that the person must be able to take responsibility of the community. These are the few among the criteria set up, and the process began. They called each of us for an interview to tell the committee what we can do if it happens that we get to the throne. I think I did my interview around August 2021. And a lot of questions was being asked. both in English and in our language, Ikale language. I think on that day, I spent about 1.5 hours in that interview. And I was able to let them know my plan, my vision, and my mission to come to this community as a bona fide son or descendant of Ikwe Jamofo. When the screening committee through with their report, in that report, as was being said in the court today, I was the first on the list due to I was able to meet up with all the criteria set up or be put in place. I was able to pay the sum of 2 million naira to the community account. I think the other person did as well. So after the report being submitted to the community, some people were being aggrieved and said they cannot disqualify them. So at this junction, the community have to reach out to the local government, Oktepa local government, chieftaincy department. And they said to us that it is not proper for the community to disqualify anyone. Now, even though the community have done their own screening, that is left for the local government to come for nomination. They give us a date. They came. 6 of us were nominated on that day. And they said they will communicate that back to us. I think after the nomination, they told us that we are proceeding to the stage of selection and election. So I think on the, can't remember the date, it was around July 2022. A day was being fixed for the election. But to my greatest surprise, that election was being postponed around 12 a.m. Let me say in the morning. At the end of the day, the kingmakers proceeded to the local government the next day, the morning, to know the reason why election can be postponed over the night. So there was not any cogent reason for that. As this was going on, someone among us, Adeyemi Akinde, is among the contestants, used Amatekun because he's a member of Amatekun in this southern part. Came into the community and said that he has installed himself by himself.
That was 2022.
That was 2022, August 20th. I was in Lagos when they called me that I should be coming that very day. Being led by the Spirit of God, I did not come that day. It was on the 21st of August I came. We had a meeting. All the community gathered together that what should we do? The community said, since they know who they want to make their king, that they should go to Ogwa, that is our ancestral home. They want to put me, that I should start installation right immediately. And I told them that two wrong cannot make a right. Whatever we are doing, if we does not have government approval, I won't do it. But with what is on ground, I told them that they should be patient. That all of us should have one mind. If our mind is not being divided, we will overcome what is on ground. And on the 26th, on the 27th of August, that he said he wants to come out, that he has finished with installation rights, and he came, he destroyed our ancestral home, break the door and entry into the place illegally.
Forceful entry.
Yes, forceful entry. So, on this note, we did not fight with anyone. The community reached out to government in power, and a lot of petition was being written by the community lawyer. And as the law will have it, God help us, the government heard our voice. They listened to the cry of the community, and they said he should be arrested. In the process of looking for him, they couldn't see him. The governor of the state then, late Akeredolu, asked the commissioner for justice to charge the case to court. And he beckoned on the commissioner for chieftaincy then, Sowore, and asked him where did the process of Igodan Lisa chieftaincy stopped. And he told the governor that they are in the position of selection and election. And he said he should write immediately to the local government, that local government should reach out to the Igodan Lisa community, that we should go and they should go and conduct the election immediately. They wrote to us from the chieftaincy to the local government, from local government to us, and asked the community to pick a date for the election. So the community fixed October 12th, 2022 for the election at the local government. And we went there. We thank God for that very day. All the kingmakers, the eligible 6 kingmakers in the community came and they casted their vote. And I was emerged as the winner of that election. And immediately we came back to the community. They put me to undergo the installation rite for 7 days. After the 7 days, on the 18th of October, I did installation rite. We do the party, and we started looking unto God.
The firm and energetic monarch, a business tycoon and philanthropist, said he will continue to extend a hand of fellowship to all sons and daughters of Igodan, both home and abroad, in his bid to engender communal growth and development. The judgment of His Lordship, Justice Adedipe, has put an end to all prolonged litigation as regards the rightful occupier of the throne of Olu of Igodan Lisa, as Oba Olusegun Adetarami Joseph Adetuwo will now carry out his monarchical responsibilities to his people without legal encumbrances. It's been Steve Oviri reporting for the Polity TV Online.